Hey guys, welcome to Love of Books, Movies, and Happiness. My name's April, and we're back with another book review. This one for Thanksgiving. And this is The City Baker's Guide to Country Living by Lewis Miller. Might be Louise Miller. Not entirely sure on that one. So I apologize if I got the author's name wrong. I had asked on a book page on Facebook that I'm part of for recommendations for Thanksgiving themed books. Because I know that plenty of people are already getting into their Christmas/winter TBR pile, and they're already looking into their holiday reads, and there are tons of those out there. Almost any genre, you can find tons of options for Christmas. And I have nothing against that. I love a good Christmas read. However, most years, but especially this year, I'm a little more focused on trying to give each holiday its own focus. I mean, I love Christmas. I'm ready to get into the Christmas spirit. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't ignoring Thanksgiving. And I realized I only knew of one Thanksgiving read. That was J.D. Robb's Thankless in Death. That is specifically set around Thanksgiving time. And I was like, there has to be other books out there. Like, it can't just be like one futuristic murder mystery is the only Thanksgiving read I can find. So I got on a Facebook group page and I was like, hey, just looking for Thanksgiving specific reads. And I was given about 10 or 12 recommendations. Unfortunately, most of those were not available at my library. Go figure. This one was. The City Baker's Guide to Country Living. It was actually one that was recommended a couple times by a couple different people. I was able to pick this up. It's like, hey, I'll give it a shot. And I am glad I did. This is one I highly recommend reading if you are looking for a semi-contemporary, it's contemporary, small town setting, light romance where the romance isn't the main part of the story, but it is a big part of the story. That's set in the fall/Thanksgiving into Christmas time. This is it. It's a very sweet, a very clean romance, which I have to admit is a refresher because I've here lately have been into a lot of the more getting in the dark romance and into more graphic romance. So this was a nice refresher as a good break from the heavier stuff to a little bit more lighter. There's spice, I'm going to say like a half a star. It's not even a full star scale. It's in there, but it's very much light, very light. So if you're looking for something like that, this is one to look out for. So we have our main character is a woman, and her name, I just read the book, let me re-find her name, here we go, Olivia Rawlings. She's a pastry chef. She has a tendency, if anything goes wrong, she has a tendency of running away. That's like her main mode of doing things. Well, she works as a pastry chef in a private club and has an accident. It's like the 150th anniversary of the club or something like that. And she's supposed to bring out this really cool dessert that you like set on fire to burn the top of it. It's supposed to be burnt, but it's really cool. Well, somehow, on the way to taking it out to the floor, she ends up dropping it and almost setting the entire club on fire. Like the torch used to singe the top of the dessert, it ends up catching a club on fire. So she doesn't wait to find out if she's in trouble. She doesn't wait to see what's going to happen. She just packs up her stuff and runs away. Because that's what she's used to doing. She ends up in a small town. It goes to see her best friend who lives in a small town. And while she's visiting with her, her friend mentions, well, there's an inn looking for a pastry chef. And lodgings come with it. And she's hesitant, you know, she's like, I'm used to living in the city, this is a small town, I don't know about this, but she lets herself get talked into it. And at first it seems like her and the owner of the inn, Margaret, are not going to get along, because Margaret is she's very stern, kind of nitpicky, but at the same time, she doesn't let people in easily. You know, kind of standoffish. But they end up working out things together relationship-wise. She gets settled in as pastry chef, starts to do a really good job, gets some contracts going with some people looking for someone to make a wedding cake, that kind of thing. And it's going really good for her. She does end up rediscovering fiddle. As a kid, she was around fiddles all the time and learned how to play them, and banjos. So she kind of rediscovers that she has a talent for music, but not like a huge one, just one she can play around with. But she ends up getting close to a few people in the town. We do have our love interest, Martin. Martin is in town for the holidays, visiting his father, who is unfortunately sick. And she and Martin end up getting friendly with each other. Then she gets really close to Martin's father, and his mother. So throughout the story, you have a little bit of the light romance with her and Martin, kind of. It's a slow burn, essentially, so it's a lot of like, they'll have an interaction, then they back off. They almost do something, then they back off. It's a lot of that. But most of the story is about Olivia discovering what it means to have family with her. And like any good romance, you're going to have your ups and your downs. You're going to have moments where things happen. She makes a couple bad choices, but then at some point she realizes her mistake. And those start to get fixed. I give this a 4.9 out of 5 stars for being super cute, cozy, slow burn, clean romance, very limited. It's more like almost like a closed door romance. Kind of, but not really, but close to being a closed door. It's not super long. Like let's see. How many pages are you? Oh, and there's a recipe in here for an apple pie. It's 335 pages. So really not super long read. I knocked it out because I read fast anyhow, and I don't have kids or anything to distract me after work, so I'm able to knock it out fairly quick. Most people could probably have this read in a week, a couple weeks, maybe a month, depending on how you read. It's not like your action-packed story that's, going to be bam, bam, bam. It's a very slow-paced, kind of lighthearted, has a few sad moments story. But I highly recommend reading it if you are looking for a Thanksgiving-themed read. This would definitely be one that I will be looking for my own copy and adding to my bookshelf because I really enjoyed this. It is well written. The characters make sense. They're not annoying. The storyline is sweet. Olivia gets kind of frustrating halfway through just because of some of her choices. But that's any character. Alright, guys. Let me know if you know of any other Thanksgiving reads. I got a couple other books. I have Janet Evanovich Thanksgiving. I didn't even know she did a story based on Thanksgiving. Starting that one next. I have another J.D. Robb book. Not Thankless because that wasn't available. But it's still kind of based around the end of Thanksgiving going into Christmas, so it's close. But let me know if you know of any other Thanksgiving reads that I could try to look for. Or do you just say screw it and just go straight for the Christmas reads? Let me know, guys. Till next time, keep reading.